你认为全球南方的媒体如何突破既有的舆论体系的限制，塑造更具影响力的全球话语体系？
There is this popular saying in this part of the world that he who pays the piper dictates the tune in the global arena. So for me, I think the one of the first things to do for them to regain their voice is to put it out in order, assert itself economically and politically. We have experience in our parts of Africa where our leaders have to go to some European countries to be assessed before they become presidents or they are found worthy to govern their own sovereign nation. This shouldn't be. The reason is because a lot of these countries depend on aid, depend on donors, because they have not been able to grow their local economy. So for it to be more relevant, it has to try as much as possible to be self-dependent. And this has to do with growing the local economy, developing its industry, and empowering its teeming youths, also making the environment conducive by way of job creation. So for Africa, Global South to raise their voices or to raise its voice in the global governance, it really had to work hard to develop its own and be able to reduce the migration to other countries. Also, there should be transparency and accountability because we have potentials. We have both natural and human resources. What then is the problem with the Global South? We thank God for China that has emerged from the rear and is now helping us in so many ways. Without that, I wouldn't know where most countries of the Global South would be now in terms of economic development.
The power dynamics of global governance shaped, largely by historical legacies and economic dominance, often leave the voices of the global south on the periphery. The global south has demonstrated, resilience, resourcefulness, and unyielding determination to shape its future. So the rise of, regional alliances like the African Union, ASEAN, CELAC is, a testament to the collective power of the developing nations, and initiatives like, BRICS, now it becomes BRICS Plus, are redefining economic cooperation. And the global south must harness technology to amplify its voice. Digital platforms can, democratize participation among nations and communities to bypass traditional gatekeepers of power. I know China is doing great jobs by, these BRI initiatives, and also we have this BRI digital try to connect all the global souths at once. So we have, we need to have our own platforms, social media platforms. I know we use Weixin as a means of communication at global south level, but we need to make it like strong, like Facebook and other platforms of the West, the global West. The other thing is investment in education and research. The ability to influence global governance requires, intellectual and technical resources. The second media can play is exposing inequalities in global governance. Investigative journalism can uncover and report on structural inequalities. So by shedding light on these issues, media can foster public awareness and, demand for reform. So we need to make our media institutions very strong. Framing in inclusive narrations also, one of the way the media plays a vital role in shaping global narratives. Media platforms with global south cooperation. So I think this, if we do on these issues, the global south can be strong and much better than, the rest of the world. I think these are my suggestions.
As the president of our country, Mr. Kassym-Jomart Tokayev says, has repeatedly emphasized, Kazakhstan supports China's initiative on global security aimed at maintaining international stability. The voices of global south countries must carry weight in addressing issues of peace and security. I think this is why I believe the role of journalists from these nations is to elaborate on the idea of an equal and multipolar world. Unfortunately, conflicts are intensifying across the globe. As our president has noted, there is stagnation in the work of the United Nations Security Council. The Kazakh authorities believe that this vital body should include countries representing all regions of the world, including those from the global south. We need to come together and listen to one another to achieve truly inclusive economic globalization. I believe that events like today help us move closer to this goal.